driving there was an emotional experience, because you could see all the shops were closed, all the facilities had closed down. It was utter dereliction, not just on the site, but around the site.
When industry leaves an area, when a mine shuts its gates for the last time, communities are too often left with an uncertain future. Lost jobs, a scarred landscape, damage to nature, a lack of prospects. It's a long list of difficult challenges.
People didn't have a reason to come to Manvers at all, wouldn't be aware of Manvers unless you were associated with the coal mining industry. You moved from a site which was former coal field, at the end of it, used for economic purpose, and now you drive into Manvers and what you can see is something that's completely different, complete change.
Arup developed an engineering master plan that would regenerate the area and create new opportunities for its community, with a strong focus on bringing nature back to this industrial setting. We believe the project is a powerful model for nature-based, locally shaped renewal.
The site had been a former coking works and marshalling yards. It was one of the biggest in Europe in terms of scale, size. It was massive. We were asked to undertake an engineering master plan to look at ways of using the site, increasing the value of the site. We feel that we wanted to do more. That site and the local communities were absolutely devastated. The scale of what we were taking on, or what we were being asked to do, was apparent.
Arup worked with the community and local leaders to develop a master plan for the regeneration of Wath Manvers. Our idea was to focus on economic regeneration, environmental improvement, and job creation in a joined-up way. Given the area's proximity to the River Don, we knew that protecting new homes and businesses from flooding would be key before any physical redevelopment of the area could take place.
One of the significant challenges was dealing with drainage from the site. With the amount of development that we wanted to take place to realise the value of the site, that meant creating lots of hard surfaces, roads, roofs of buildings, which were not there before at the time we took over the site. So we knew that we were going to create lots more runoff that would have to be dealt with. The simple and easiest way to do that would be to attenuate it, build a lake into which the water flows, is stored in the lake, and then when the river level drops, flows under gravity into the river. That then started us to think about, well, what opportunities does that give us beyond just simply solving some drainage problems?
This was the point when nature and environmental repair became central to the scheme's form and development. Today this idea is becoming more commonplace, but when we began work on Wath Manvers, using nature as a starting point for wider community regeneration was still a novel idea.
Approach to improving the environment was one of the cornerstones of the regeneration plan. And with that came how to deal with the large areas of coal spoil that were being left behind. So part of the plan was, how can we treat these to cover them, to contain them, and to provide the right environment for vegetation growth and forestry. To do that, there has to be a business case. It has to, in a way, it has to stack up. So we were very clear that the phasing of the reclamation had to be done in such a way that we got some early quick wins that gave some quick benefits both to the environment and to employment opportunity and development opportunity.
I've seen lots of projects that often start with a grand plan, but perhaps don't quite have the engagement from the local community or the local politicians or even the funders. But to be able to start small, but in a way that becomes sustainable, and perhaps one of the best things that this community can point its finger to say, we're very proud of this site and look what it's become.
The change that's happened over the last 20 years or so in Manvers is huge. This is now an area that has an identity which is completely different from the identity they had beforehand. You've managed to replace 10,000 jobs with more than 10,000 jobs. And that's a real positive benefit from the regeneration that's gone on, and a legacy that's able to project into the future to ensure that this is a sustainable place.
Regeneration of former industrial communities will always be hard. But Wath Manvers demonstrates that brilliant things are possible when you learn what the community truly needs, when you work with nature, and when you commit to a wide range of physical, economic and social benefits within a single master plan.